Good morning students. Today again I am here to teach class 9 commercial application. I am going to continue chapter 4. Name of the chapter is Joint Stock Company, part number 21. So today's topic is disadvantages of a private company. What are the demerits, or we can say that disadvantages of a private company. So first topic is smaller resources. Okay, so this is the disadvantages of a private company. Smaller resources. Private company cannot have more than 50 members. We all know that the maximum limit of the members in private company is 50. So due to this less number of members, its credit standing is lower than that of a public company. So due to the less number of members, the smaller resources problems are facing by the private company. Next topic is lack of transferability of shares. There are restrictions on the transfer of shares in a private company. So as a result, a shareholder cannot leave a private company easily and quickly. So there is a restrictions in the private company. Due to that only, the shareholders cannot leave their private company easily. They cannot leave the company. Okay. So this is the lackness of the transferability of shares. Third point is poor protection to members. A private company enjoys several exemptions from various provisions of the Companies Act. So minority members may suffer at the hands of the majority members. They have to listen the words of the majority members. And dissatisfied members cannot cut off their connection with the company. They cannot leave the company as it is. They have to follow the rules and regulations except at a loss. Okay. So they are not going to cut off the connection with the company except at a loss. So there is a poor protection to members of the company. Next is no valuation of interest. Shares of a private company are not listed on a stock exchange. So there is no regular dealings in these shares. So there is no valuation of interest in the private company. Lack of public confidence. Public has a little confidence in a private company. All the public, they cannot have a confidence in a private company because its affairs are unknown and it is not subject to strict control under the law. That is why there is a lackness of the public confidence on a private company. Is it clear? So these all are the disadvantages of a private company. The private company are facing these types of limitations, or we can say that demerits. Okay. Now our next topic is multinational companies. You all know that multinational is consist of two words, multi and national. Okay. So multi means many and national means refers to the nation or countries. So many countries. So multinational company may be defined as a company that has business operations in several countries. Means the business operations are there in more than 2 countries. Such as a company has factories, branches, offices is in more than 1 country. So that is called as a multinational company, a company where its operations carrying on more than 2 countries. That is called as a multinational companies. Okay. Some characteristics of multinational companies are: first, a multinational company operates in 2 or more countries simultaneously. Okay. Next is, it is generally very large in size. Obviously, if it is a multinational company, their business operations are there in more than 2 or more countries. So generally it is very large in size. Next is, its purpose is to reduce transport cost and to make use of raw materials, labor, capital and markets of foreign countries. So they can use all these things of the foreign countries also. So once again I'll tell you the meaning of multinational companies. Multinational companies are the companies where the business operations are in more than 2 or more countries. Okay. Is it clear? So these all are the characteristics. Our next topic is OPC. That is one person company. In short, we can say that OPC. Clear? OPC means one person company, means company which is run by only a single person, and single person is the owner of the company. It has only one shareholder to share the shares or in the company. the sole shareholder has to nominate someone to charge in case of his death or disability. Here, so one person are there in the one person company, and they have to make a nominee in case of his death or disability. The nominee written consent must be filled with the registrar of companies. That will be filled by the registrar of the company. That is called as a one person company. So this company is totally owned and managed or controlled by a single person. That is called as a one person company. Some advantages of this type of company are: first, limited liability of the shareholders and his full control over the company. The shareholders are also limited and they have a full control over the business, okay, over the company. Next is an OPC, that is one person company, is exempt from formalities concerning meetings because nobody is there to consult, okay. So but the formation of an one person company, like any other company, involves legal formalities, but it also involves the legal formalities in their company. Next is, it is time consuming and expensive process. It also consume time also, and it is also a expensive process. So this is the detail of the one person company, that is OPC. Here the meaning and the advantages, okay. In the previous videos I discussed you about the chapter Joint Stock Company, chapter 4, meaning, then features or characteristics, merits of the company, demerits of the company, some privileges which is enjoyed by the company, differences, okay. Now multinational company and one person company. Hope is it very clear to you, this chapter. In the next video I'll tell you some long answer questions, okay. I'll dictate you how to write the answers. After that you have to write it in your commercial copy, okay. So that's all for today. Thank you.